the number when we filed the prospectus. If you look at breakdown by facility, you have term loans, which is the large part, which is the long-term liabilities. So typically most of our liabilities you would see from banks would be in the range of 4 to 5 years. Then you have NCDs and MLDs, which would be typically 18 to 36 months. That is the capital markets. Cash tied WCDL are again from banks, but that is more from a liquidity management perspective, that you don't lose much by keeping a lot of free cash. So we have cash tied WCDL, which is close to about 10% of our overall borrowings. We have been in the market so that we are present, so that is another product which we always have to actually borrow as a means. But given our leverage has been low, we have not resorted to PTCs much. Co-lending has been a core part of what we have done. That is kind of a separate number. This is the ALM. Structural liquidity, as RBI calls it, a cumulative gap which reflects on what is the collections we have and what are the repayments we have. So the shorter tenor which you see, we are hugely positive, and I typically call this as a structurally positive ALM. What we mean by that is our collections are far more than what our repayments are every month. For example, when COVID period came, right, and we had to give 50% moratorium to our clients who were asked for, right, typically we would also feel some stress if our ALM is not having that much of gap. So our collections, if they are X number and they are stress tested by 50%, still they were higher than what repayments we had to make. So that is the 300% means that is 3x. It is because of the product mix, because of the long-term liabilities we keep, and also because of lower leverage. So when the leverage goes up, this number will slightly come down, but not significantly. So you will see that across buckets, we would actually be positive. There is one bucket which is 1 to 3 years where you see a minor 0.3% number, which is because there are sanction limits and student loans which a student can draw. So here we take full amount in that bucket while the drawdowns are actually not full. So typically if you see again in the bucket which is after that, you see a positive. So on an overall basis we always remain positive on that liquidity front. Board of Directors, Bhupi mentioned that we focus a lot on talent, which is more about the management team. On one side of the slide you see Bhupi and myself, which is from the management side of the board. What you see on the middle of the slide are independent directors, and on the top of the right hand side Sunita Gupta. Ambika Bisla, as is written on the slide, she has previously served as technical advisor to Ministry of Finance. She is a Berkeley educated person, University of Berkeley, United States. Is a CEO of education related NGO. Karnam Sekar, he has been former DMD at SBI. Obviously with SBI you will associate with the person who has handled multiple roles. I think in his last role he was looking at the risk management side. He was also MD at IOB in his last role before he retired. Rupa Vora, she has been the former group director and CFO at IDFC Alternates. She's on many boards. She's our audit committee chairman. Lady who I think is a very detailed orientation. Dr. Rajgopal, Sankaran Nair Rajgopal, he has been previously a regional director at RBI and nominee director earlier in the board of Bank of Maharashtra. So if you look at the mix, and Sunita Gupta, she has been with PNB and PNB Guilds, executive director and CFO at PNB Guilds in her last role, and she has had several senior positions at Punjab National Bank. So if you look at the mix of directors, you would see public sector bank, RBI, you would see a person from a finance field, risk field, and you would see kind of people with public policy experience as well. So that's the mix of Anil Lagu and Rohan Suri. They are KKR nominees. KKR Adient Texas, they are significant minority shareholders in InCred. KKR Adient Texas hold about 28%. So they have 2 board seats. So these are representatives from them. And then there is Vivek Anand. He is a representative from Oaks Asset Management. They hold about 7.5% in InCred. So they also have a board seat. So that's board mix what we have. We believe it's a board which guides us very well with the diverse mix of experience they have. And management team, I think board Bhupi already alluded to in terms of the kind of people we have, whether it is Prithvi, Saurabh, Kamlesh, all of them. Key highlights of the issue. This is about a 300 crore issue, 150 crore is the base, and 150 crore option to retain oversubscription. Issue is slated to open on October 25th and scheduled to close latest by November 7th. We have an option to close early. CRISIL A plus stable is the rating, so we are rated in general by 2 rating agencies. For the issue we have taken from CRISIL. We are giving a security cover of 1.05 times on the outstanding amount as well as interest due on the NCDs. Covenants which we have given, I think this should give a lot of comfort. A debt to equity of less than 4x, that would mean that our capital adequacy at all times remain about 20%. Gross NPS less than 6%, we are currently at about 2, so there is a lot of headroom. We don't think we'll reach those at those levels. Mentioned is a derivation of our debt to equity also, so about 20% at all times. JM Financials lead managers, Ajay Mangruniaji is present here on the dais. Debenture trustees are Catalyst. Registrar to the issues are Link Time. Rating agency I already mentioned, we have taken from CRISIL, and our statutory auditors are SR Bartleby Associates. So that's the details about the issue. In terms of specific terms, we have multiple options. Mangruniaji referred to that. With a yield, kind of maximum yield going to about 10.29%, which is in the 36 months. You have an option of 18 months, 24 months, and 36 months. Even within those, there are different options when it comes to interest payments. All this is part of prospectus and kind of reflected here in front of you. We'll be happy to answer any questions with respect to the issue or company. Happy to interact, kind of post this. And we thank you for taking time out and coming here and attending this press conference for our NCD issue. Thank you again.
Thank you.